Mion and the others having the setup for the Tatarigoroshi festival didn't invite me along, but I refused. Of course I did. How could I be? They'd be taking it easy and set up for the festival in this situation. Mion had a lot of nerve. The first thing I did when I got back was take a shower. Not because I wanted to wash off sweat, it was because I wanted to be even calmer. I already understood this, but killing that man would be very easy. The really hard thing would be not getting arrested, so for it, we could get our peaceful days back. Yeah, there we go. Nope, screw it, I'm not doing it. Okay. As I thought about it, I realized it wasn't easy. In Japan's police force, we have the highest arrest rate in the world. All we need to be deceitfully pull off the perfect crime and could be a half-hearted attempt. So it wasn't 100%. Even the best police force in the world couldn't have a 100% arrest rate. I've read a lot of articles of trials where people brought up false charges. They do a lot to determine whether they really were false accusations, but figure out who the real criminal was is usually out of the question. And then my perfect crimes did exist. In fact, perfect crimes were sort of like works of art. They could even be respected and revered. You just have to look at the inundation of mystery novels everywhere throughout history. They dealt with all sorts of difficult to solve incidents involving secret rooms and alibis and stuff, but they don't want to show one thing. They want to show the beauty of a perfect crime. There's something divine in the flawlessness of the perfect, yes. Perfect crimes were skills of the gods, and in that case, the serial freak deaths they were calling the curse of the Ushio-sama. I understood they messed up in the works of gods. Each one appeared to have been resolved, but they couldn't stop it from happening every year. Yes, ghosts belong only to gods, those are perfect crimes. And I will be setting up my own crime before Ushio-sama's periods of perfect crimes 4 years in the running. If I were to put it boldly, I was challenging a god, for hardliness would be needed to make the decision, but I needed a calm, cool, colder than ice to put that plan together, kill him like a flame, but as cinematic as ice. Starting now, I need to retain both of these ideas within me. Modeling my crime after a mystery novel was actually about and focus on. Sometimes kidnapping and involving disturbing original methods I made into the newspaper were used as a basis for novels after the person was arrested. Stuff like that made it into the news. Day in and night, for a very long time, mystery novel authors polished and refined their most fantastic artistic crimes. Imitating that could be a shortcut to playing the perfect crime in a short period of time. Of course, I have written mystery novels to act all high and mighty about them. The only one who really liked mystery novels was my mom. She read for every well-known mystery novel from overseas, past and present. Every time she watched a mystery show, she would always criticize them about having cheap tricks or poorly thought out. I want to know what the perfect crime would mean to her. What do I think the most well-done perfect crime in all mystery novels I've read is? Yeah, well, you read quite a lot of them, right? Figured you might know a lot about them. It's more fun to read them than to find out. If I told you all the tricks off the bat, they wouldn't be no fun anymore. It was like I was asking for my own amusement. She was deflecting the question, so I would somehow butter up for its drawn answer. Of course, Agatha Christie's, and then there were none in top of my recommendation. And Murder on the Orient Express used to be some great bolt tricks too. Of course, I didn't see it all common at all. I didn't want to know which novels she liked. I wanted to know about the trick that made you the most surprised. If it was really a perfect trick, the detectives would be able to solve the case, though. That was true. And I made no point. Mystery novels are enjoyable because of the process of the mysteries getting solved. I unsolved it. If it was unsolved, well, it would be a very good topic for a novel. I get it. Yeah, you're right. If the main character can solve it, it won't be much of a story, huh? Without being too simplistic, a mystery novel is basically a gang. They were written so that you could get to the goals so they could solve them. I couldn't use something so optimistic. It needed to be all in the end of all tricks so that we could, without doubt, return to our old lives. By the way, Kiichi, do you understand that truly perfect crimes even become stories? Well, look at me intellectually and implicitly. I never got to read it, but apparently one time, a long time ago, Mom had written her own mystery novel and submitted for some mystery novel award. Apparently she was really into it. Not even become stories, what does that mean? Because she was the essential parts of a story. A beginning, a middle, and an end? Correct. The beginning, of course, is especially important. There's no beginning, the story never starts. Well, yeah, nothing happened, nothing would begin. Right. Now, nothing happening, so there wouldn't be an incident. Detectives wouldn't be called, so there wouldn't be any mystery. There would be no solution. In other words, I just lost my place. So, there would be no mystery, so there would be no solution. In other words, it would be ultimate and perfect crime. Wait a second. Could you explain that again? My mom just told me something absurd, and she was saying it so smoothly too, so I kind of tuned her out. But she said something that's extremely important just now. It's not really difficult to understand. It just has to never come to light. That's all. Just has to never come to a light. Breaks the phone. Let's say there's a moment in a deep forest nobody goes into. And one day the old man gets killed by an axe. And let's say the kid was the old man's son. He went to the old man's house and they were drinking together, but they got into a fight and he killed him. One extremely cheap plot. It was an impulsive crime without a bit of planning. It was pretty far from a perfect crime. But you see, the house was really, really deep in the forest. So deep in the house, like nobody would ever go out that far. Then someone would go back to town and say that the old man was doing fine. What about that is a perfect crime, Kichi. This is it only began when it was found out that the man was killed. If nobody ever visited the old man's house after that beginning would never occur. The beginning would never occur. So basically the story wouldn't start, the incident wouldn't come to light, and they wouldn't call in detectives, and nobody would be suspicious in the first place, so there would be no mystery. They think the old man was still living by himself deep in the forest, and the old man's face would appear in the sky, and that would be it. Something like that, you know? That's amazing. That's a pretty great trick. But it wouldn't be a novel. Mystery novels are too for entertainment after all. They kept me instructions, manuals for perfect crimes. I was trying hard to think cheerfully to fool her, but instead I was excited. Special tools, strange geography, mystery drugs. Jobs involving huge sums of cash, and none of them were needed for perfect crimes. The important thing was there was a beginning. As long as the incident didn't come to light, it would be fine. Speaking really, if I could kill him without anyone finding out, and those are disposed of the corpse someone no one could find, I would basically already be a perfect crime. Of course, if someone popped out of vanish one day, all of a sudden people would get suspicious, but that didn't apply to this man. Last year after their aunt died, he ran away from the village in fear of Yoshio-sama. When I told Higurashi coming around again, no one would have to think that he ran away in fear again. I mean, he had been living with the lover of his in town, but no matter what it felt like when he vanished, no one would be suspicious. People hated him after all. No one would care where he went if he disappeared. When I thought about it like that, it got easier and easier to imagine killing him. There's no point in thinking inside my house anymore. I left getting my bike out of the garage. Right now, it didn't matter where I was going. I just rode through the wind, trying to calm my excitement by feeling the cool air in my body. Where I'd kill him and how I'd do it, what time, and how to dispose of the corpse. If I just had those 4 things, I could get a good plan going. I was so surprised at how little there was to decide that I shivered. I've completely prepared. My notes stuffed. Okay, I've been completely prepared this humongous plan over a really long period of time. Where I could just get these little things in order, I could put it into motion. Today was Saturday, it would have to kill him on Tatarigoroshi, so as long as I was standing for Yoshio-sama, I only had 24 hours remaining. Satoka, I'm staying on for 24 more hours. Can't even imagine having to suffer through even more, but please hold off for no longer. I know you can't even last another second, I know that, but please just hold out. Your Nini will see me for sure. Outside, it was still early enough for the cicadas to be crying. Early afternoon, evening was still a long way off. I looked at the sky as if it had gotten cloudy. Come to think of it, as I left the house, I heard on TV that the weather forecast was calling for a chance of rain on Sunday. The sky was a cooler of lead. If I heard a little bit of a thunder, I'd definitely have expected a sudden evening shower. My first destination was school. Before explaining why I was going there, I needed to explain what the method for killing that man I had decided upon. I decided that the most suitable death, the one I needed to give him, was the same as last year's curse, being beaten to death. When beating him to death would be somewhat unreliable, you may think that stabbing with the blade would be more reliable, but this is what I had chosen after a lot of thought. You can think realistically, the law prohibited carrying blades any longer than 10 centimeters, I think. So blades available to me, though long enough, were limited to things shorter than a ruler. You can probably understand how tricky it would be with such a short reach to go up against an opponent that might fight back. In that case, use a weapon's reach would be far more effective. It might not have the same precision, but you just had to hit the guy until you killed him. Both options resulted in death. With that settled, that was a weapon. The most terrifying force behind it that was also easy to carry around. Was pointing showed me how to think of a metal baseball bat. I don't need to explain how terrifying a metal baseball bat could be as a weapon, especially knowing the fact you could carry one around in broad daylight and not be thought I was suspicious. Those 2 points would have been enough to choose a metal bat for my weapon. When there's one more reason, first choose a metal bat in particular, I'll speak about it later. After school that Saturday, my classmates were still having fun playing in the schoolyard. I could show up there and they could be same as always. I don't know why they would think I'm suspicious. Get my hands on that weapon without looking suspicious. Actually, a factor I couldn't ignore. I didn't normally play baseball, so if I went to a sports store looking for a metal bat, it would definitely be suspicious. I can't let the baby get into the story, so I need to be really careful even about that. That left school. I look at you, I wish my parents wouldn't be suspicious. I would acquire the weapon. I checked inside the classroom through the window. Of course, there was nobody there. The only students who would stay there were me and the others and doing club activities. Without us, the classroom after school was just an empty, unused room. Without glancing around, sorry guys. Without glancing around nervously, as though if I just gotten to get I'd forgotten, I casually went to the entrance. It looked like the teacher's busy with paperwork at the teacher's lounge. I didn't see her in the hallway. Next to you, quickly as a shadow, I entered the classroom. The empty class was full of strange, stagnant air that you couldn't feel normally. An empty class with nobody here. Maybe while no one was around, the desk creeped about of their own accord, licking the floors clean of dirt. If I suddenly slipped into a place like that, with a desk and no surprise fly at me, crush my bones, and eat me alive? That's ridiculous. I felt regret wasting valuable thinking time on stupid delusions. The students' lockers were lined up in the back of the classroom. The one I was looking for wasn't my own. It was a forbidden locker. When I had accidentally discovered it one day, here it is, Hojo. This has to be it. If a person has a locker, then why would only Satoko have 2? I made a fuss about it once. After that, I learned it was Satoshi's locker and he had the same last name as her. But of course, even though it was a locker for a student no longer here, looking inside it was still a shameless act. But one time I let my curiosity get the better of me and took a peek inside. He said it was average or worthless at the time. I hadn't been interested until now. I'd forgotten what had been in it. But now that I had it there, I'd say it awakened. I remembered the thing that had been there. Scarce I opened the locker and such a maul and so left it out like a gym storehouse that I hadn't been cleaned in weeks. My face puckered up at the stage, but I looked for it. Yes, Satoshi was on Coach's baseball team. He said the locker was hidden his over Fido's uniform and it. Then once Satoshi used a metal bat. Yes, this was the reason I wanted to choose this bat. This was a murder would be carried out by me, but this was originally my role. It was Satoshi's, but I was standing in for him and called myself Satoko's Nini. It was one of the rules for standing in for him. I reached for the metal bat, grasped it firmly. It was light, and yet its tip had enough heft in it, and sometimes easily imagine the horror if I brought it down with all my might. Satoshi, I'll give you one last chance to save your sister. Lend me your strength. You're a coward, but I will stand in for you. If you still even care a little bit about her, you will lend me your strength. But there's no more suitable weapon in the world for putting that man to death than your bat. And I just need to figure out where to hide it. Tomorrow before the act, I'll just stop by the school and grab it. Because I couldn't the possibility someone would see me bringing it home and think it was strange. But after here, there wouldn't be a problem. Plus, tomorrow's Sunday, and I don't know that it was the biggest day of the festival in the whole village. Nobody would be coming to school. I left out the entrance and went over to the construction vehicle parked nearby. We'd been warned by our teacher not to touch it just for laughs, and none of the kids would come near the vehicle either. They didn't want it because if she found out they touched it, they'd be in huge trouble. I quietly hid it in the shadow of a vehicle. The chances of someone operating the vehicle tomorrow is slim to none, because tomorrow is Sunday. Government workers have the day off. And from what my classmates said, that they have been left here for years now. But she's never been within years, you could just suddenly start them up again. So I was almost definitely fine in this case. The sunlight was pretty hot, my head grew faint for a moment. Had the heat been this harsh for the entire day, I went with dull thoughts like this was a moment of carelessness. I gave myself a couple hits in the head and looked around warily. Okay, next I disposed of the corpse. Whoa. Okay, 14 minutes in. Woo! Felt longer than that, but okay. Dispose of the corpse. The ultimate went up to create a beginning was not to let the corpse be found. It was even more important than killing him. Thinking on vaguely, the first thing that came to mind was the swamp. Onagafuchi, the dreadful bottomless swamp river, even now, that appeared in legends of Onagafuchi village. Here's a song called Onigafuchi was here, and the village and become Onigafuchi Village. And the only one's the swamp was the origin of Onigafuchi Village. No one, no matter how it was, would float back to the surface of the bottom of the swamp. Everyone would be swallowed down into the land of the demons below. That was how the stories went. If I was trying to copy or show someone's curse, and I felt that theory, then and I could discard their remains and no one visit to the swamp. But that may have said it's bottomless, but I didn't actually know. Now people say large creatures like humans produce a lot of gas and they rot, granting a lot of buoyancy. It was why fairly heavy objects to hold them people down didn't work. Got to think of it with the curse of the year before that, we could James while the John was in the swamp. And the criminal beyond the just made me remember that was in the year of the first curse too. It was when he just tried to discard the body in the swamp and accidentally drowned it. I never heard of the corpse coming back up of them finding it. Then I should not choose to discard the corpse there too. I could discard the weapon there, and then for example if our uncle came out on the motorcycle and attacked it, it'd be convenient to give it the bike too. I knew this is Go's uncle generally used a motorcycle for transportation, but as for the corpse, the lad of Warren decided not to discard the corpse in the swamp. The John and suicide accident were both rumors. Nobody knew if they actually happened. There were no like a false rumors about the John and the suicide anyway, and now it's possible the rumor that didn't drown there and was still on the run. That meant no one had ever confirmed the corpse being dropped in there and not coming back up. Now what I do with the body? I thought it might be interesting to go with the first incident, hump the pieces and hide them, but the preparation and work for dismembering a human body would be difficult given the amount of time I had. With that out of the question, I arrived at the conclusion to go with the more orthodox method of burying the body. There were an when I would bury it, it was a question related to where I would kill him. Of course, I wanted to keep my time and proximity to embody it at the minimum. With that in mind, I would want to dig the hole to the body beforehand, and to make the location of the act and hole close together. That's just a way of planning the crime that I need to be absolutely careful and thorough with. Every summer nobody would witness it, and a place for hiding, places for a sneak attack. I could dig a hole for the body right there. I'll go over the possibilities in my head of the various destinations her uncle would head from Stucco's house. I imagine I put the area in my head, and then I found a place that fulfilled these conditions so easily it was almost unbelievable. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, my apologies, guys. Thought someone came home. Guess not. A bit of background went through the woods. I didn't think her uncle would go deeper into the mountains of Higurashi on a whim. If he was going somewhere, he'd pass through those woods first. Nobody uses back way unless they had something to do with Tuco's house or one or two of the other places. This method was fantastically ideal as few people used it. We'll wait for him in these woods. Was it an ambush actually be possible? I wanted the truth to try to really harm myself in a few places. It was extremely quiet. My senses should be sharp in here to their maximum amount. I didn't know when he'd come, but I'd wait right here for Tuco's uncle. I'd actually had some trouble coming to that decision. The question arose of whether I should somehow call the man out. Was there a risk I'd be taking by learning him here? That man made Tuco do all the shopping errands. He saw them on his own business. He wouldn't leave unless I worked out a plan to force him to, would he? That would question. Tomorrow was the Tatarigoroshi festival. Would he go up for the festival or would he stay inside? If he stayed inside, how would I check him out of his house? That's right, when he makes it to go to the festival, Tuco would go to the festival. Meanwhile, I would call the man. This is the Okinomiya police station. We have the young lady from your house. Could you come and pick her up immediately? It didn't even have the police. This is the clinic. The young lady from your house has been injured. Please come and pick her up. Yes, that will work too. But claimed to be police at the hospital told him to come and then hung up on him. He'd rest there trying to figure out what's going on, wouldn't he? He just the other day he had visited by a police probation officer. He wouldn't suddenly grumble about having to get his niece and not go. It would look like a child neglect. A man no skills just around the house, so to go his slave was a essential part of his daily life. Conclusion, if he went out to the festival, I would attack him here on his way in there or back. If he didn't, I would lure him out by phone. And luring him out by phone was the first step I needed to be sure to go to the festival, leaving the house. She said her aunt was a district welfare officer, in other words, an ally to the probation officer, and if I somehow incited me on to go to the festival with her, well, being she'd use that fact to get her there, so could just take a break and have fun at the festival with everyone. She should have a good time reminiscing on our former peaceful days, and when she went home, if they would be over, yeah, that would be the best outcome. With that aside, I needed to dig a hole somewhere in the woods to try to hide the body, so when stand house it wouldn't be found. Someplace nobody would see me while I was completely exposed as I buried the corpse. I hadn't wanted to be close to the scene of the crime, but I naturally grew further away. Deep at the bottom of the black forest, the voices of Higurashi were the only sounds here informing me that people shouldn't indiscreetly set foot in this place. Think it ain't no hole, huh? Think it over so many tree roots are crawling around the ground would be far more difficult than I envisioned. I stuck a gardening spade out here and back, but that won't be enough. So as I looked in the various approaches, I managed to find a place I could dig into. The mod ran a real shovel from the storeroom at home. I could manage with that. I wonder how big a hole would have to be to fit a human all the way in there to it. I'm about to dig a pretty deep down. But if I was a slip shot in these efforts, I let a beginning occur. I absolutely couldn't allow that. You say any amount of time you need to. I must have spared an effort to utterly erase him. I glanced at my wristwatch. It was a little past 6. This was probably all I was going to get done here for today. If I really wanted to dig the hole in advance tonight, and if it got dark out, my mom would be upset if I stayed out that late. It would be good to come out suspicious to my parents. I need to go back home and give me on a call soon. I need to get her promise to go take care of by tonight. After that, today would be done. Done. Would it be, though? Let's say if really a thing I could do to prepare right now, I decided where to kill him. I decided how to kill him. I decided, of course, how to dispose of the body. I didn't decide on a time, but I would play that by ear. I didn't have a way to decide that. But was it really all? Was this all really all right? Have I overlooked anything? Would this really go how I planned? After all this worry started welling up one after another. It was only natural to be anxious. This would be the first and last big job of my lifetime. I could not allow failure, and I had no experience. This was my first time. I didn't know how the knack. So it was only natural to be anxious. Lord close with their knees, told me doing nothing would be the easiest way. A truly pathetic suggestion this late in the game. Have you forgotten how miserable Tatarigoroshi looked? From the outside, I may have looked like I was resolute, but deep in my heart, my knees were shaking loudly. I never actually won a single fight to my satisfaction. Could I really kill someone? I mean, I've been playing an ambush, but my enemy was large and far older than me. He had a scary face. It looked like he was well accustomed to fighting. Could I have all the pieces before and after the murder I perfectly planned, but was the actual murder the most important part? What unsettled me the most? All my preparations, all of my perfectly concealed machinations. If I didn't successfully murder him, they melted like nothing. Damn it. After coming this far, your pathetic Ch.3 bearer, if you start to have these kinds of second thoughts, your ulterior motive will be obvious. Let's go home and calm your mind. Tomorrow will be a juncture in your life, the likes of which employment, marriage, and childbirth couldn't hold a candle to. They have murdered to kill someone for someone else's sake. With that day behind us, we would take it back again. Those smiles, feeling like days we never thought would stop. Those safe, peaceful, fun times. I pedaled my bicycle hard to get back home. I felt somehow unsteady, like my body and soul were in alignment. A subtle shift between where the tips of my hands and feet really were and where I felt them to be. My vision was a little distant and narrow. As if the great barrier I risked my future life on had nothing to do with me. An unreal sensation. How could I put it? Everything was so far away. Fine. Feel your unease for me, Ch.3 bearer. If it were taking you intimidating to maliciousness and allow you to act with greater caution, then it's actually an important emotion to feel. This feeling I had never went that way. This feeling I had never went away that night. Wow. Wait, I think it's stuck. Night time, I guess. I don't know. It was the first time I've been calling to Mion's house. I searched for it in the phone book. The school gave me the dialed short phone number, the kind unique to remote places. It was around dinner time, so she'd probably be at home. But just as I started thinking about what responsible for picked up the receiver. Hello, this is Sanazaki. Oh, I'm sorry for calling so late at night. Is this Neon? May I ask who's calling? It's me, Kichi. Oh, okay, Kichi. It's pretty late. What's up? She seemed to be in a really good mood, and she drew her syllables out. Right at night before the tomorrow's festival, so she probably with her family having some drinks. Sorry for the late call. Do you have time right now? Sure. What is it? It's about Satoko. I heard her drawing a small breath on the other end. Satoko, she's in a pretty bad spot. I hope she's okay. The same Sake and completely disappeared from her voice. She can't be okay. You saw too, didn't you? What was she like? She was completely worn out from all the abuse. We all failed her. Time like this must because like that. We didn't fail her and want to try their hardest to help her. But we did come up with anything and we could save her. And we couldn't do anything about it, and now she's become like that. I guess you're right. All we do is watch after all. So well, at least. Couldn't we at least let her have some fun for one night? Let her have fun? She's had better so lately, you understand? That's why I want you to take her to the Tatarigoroshi festival tomorrow. I don't mind. But why? Why? I want her to give her a breather at least for the festival night, and know, even if it's just one night, she could get away from her evil uncle, then I think she'll be happy, even if it's only for a little while. Yes, but why? Why, what? I was having a little difficulty understanding what Mia was asking me. Why, well, why don't you bring her keychain? Why don't you need to ask me to do it? Mia was persistent about odd things. No, maybe it'd be better to say that she was sharp. I will ask you what to do tomorrow. I can't make it to the festival, so I want you to take something there for me. Something to do? It's nothing major. I'll probably finish quickly, but I might not be able to meet with you up at all tomorrow. Hang me on. Could you at least to go to you just for tomorrow night? It took a long time to give her a reply. I got the feeling that Mia had been acting weird for a while now. Like she was flustered by mushes or something. No. Hick. Was that a sob? Mion? Are you crying? I said no, I don't want to. I don't want to push this on someone like... I don't want you to push this on someone like me. I'm not trying to push anything onto you. It's just for tomorrow night. That was a lie. What? What was she talking about? She said just for the night with Tatarigoroshi, and then it was forever. A liar. Hick. But I guess we're even, huh? I couldn't keep the promise I made with you. I left her alone all this time. I know you what to say to that. It's clearly now talking to someone other than me. I don't know who. All I could do was listen to her in her days. You never came back after that, and they called me again to push her on to me. You're so unfair. Hey, you're Satoshi-kun, aren't you? What are you talking about? When I said her name, whatever it spells, I'm young, was least. Ha ha ha. I'm sorry, it's nothing. It's just I got a phone call like the one you making now a long time ago. Was it from Satoshi? I didn't answer. All I could hear was sobs come through the receiver. Sorry, I think I'm still a little tipsy. I got weirdly emotional here, so I probably scared you. I have no idea how it happened, but I was pretty sure that last year on this very day, Satoshi had called me on. I told her to bring Satoko to the festival. And when she asked why he needed to do it, he replied the same way I just did. Satoshi didn't go to the festival, did he? Yeah. He said yes, but he couldn't make it, and he told me to go there in his place. At the time, Satoshi said he too said it too, didn't he? Didn't he lose to go to you? Yeah, he did. Just for tomorrow night. The way he said it was just like how he did. Haha. I just got a little upset because in the memory, caught in the memory, and I didn't expect this. Satoshi didn't even give her the exact same phone call a year ago today. And I kept going after that. He was lying. That he told her it would only be for the night of the festival. I get it. A few days later, Satoshi disappeared. Disappear might be a rather vague way to put it. Whether he ran away or not, Satoshi left a man named Satoko. Yes, he didn't just run away from home. He disappeared. I had any idea for far more indistinct thing, fog crossed my mind. Since he made exactly the same phone call as me last year, why would Satoshi make the exact same call? In the true sense, he really made the exact same phone call as I am right now. Then the incident where the animal was beaten to death, could it? Was Satoshi, huh? What was that? Last year, Satoko had been consistently abused by her uncle's wife. Their own two, who abused her the most, and on that night, and then moved her someone's curse. She was taken from this world. If I thought about it, everything made perfect sense, didn't it? Last year, Satoko's everyone's beaten to death was a sheep. Would it be impossible for Satoshi to have? No, but that would mean. But that Satoshi was a coward who ran Satoko and ran away was, and he could Satoshi resolve himself to kill a person to save Satoko. It was unthinkable. I actually consider that as well, though that being to be Satoshi a few days later disappeared on Satoko's birthday. When I first heard it, I flew into a rage with the cruel day to ever and her way on. But now that I thought about it like this, the story has changed completely. Satoshi probably had been even less calm than I was right now. He was bothered. Her big brother related by blood, while she's still being abused day in and day out. Maybe that's why he couldn't keep calm. And that was why the corpses that are being to death was so easily discovered. Satoshi lost himself in his anger and hadn't hit the corpse. He's paramedic at getting to the car. If the police conducted their full-on investigation, it's easy to imagine they wouldn't take long to pin out Satoshi as the culprit. Satoshi, he wished for a return to peaceful days with Satoko and thought about he achieved it for a time. He had been steadily driven to a corner, and then when he wanted to at least hold out until Satoko's birthday, but finally nailed him. And at the time, Satoshi had been carrying the same as he had been asked to buy Satoko a giant stuffed animal for a birthday present. He would buy the stuffed animal as her gift and then got caught, or he was used among disappear. That was the choice he had been forced to make, and he decided not to make Satoko the sister of a murderer. If that was the case, it must have been an unspeakably bitter decision. All that money is saved wanted to see Satoko happy. He used to make her so sad. He would use the savings to disappear to the Tokyo if the rumors were true. Was that how Satoshi disappeared? I don't know. Oishi guys used to think that way, though. Oishi, he had been slowly driven to a corner by the repulsive man's pig-headed pursuit. Their circumstantial evidence is all there, but I think your deduction is wrong. They caught some crazy drug addicts that wanted the pre-picture, and apparently turned himself in for the crime. That's right, that they didn't confess and the incident was solved. They said he was really just a crazy person. He had no ties to Norisawa, and he had no relationship with Satoshi, of course. I mean, I would have a pretty hard time believing the guy would lie in Satoshi's place. I can just arbitrarily decide like that. You never know where or how humans are tied together. If the guy took the blame, then it was the perfect crime. Sorry, guys. Of course, if it was really a perfect crime, there would have been no reason for Satoshi to vanish. Plus, I don't think Satoshi had the kind of money to run away. The day he was just saying this, but no matter who I would tell this to, nobody believes me. But that's what the normally said he was buying for Satoko. It was gone from the display, sold. It was been Satoshi. Wait a minute, if he didn't use the money to flee and bought the stuff that anyone said, he would have gone back to Satoko, wouldn't he? If she's unbelievable, he'd buy it and disappear without him giving it to her. Yeah, somehow I don't know what happened. What if either was if he had the money, but if he had to use all his savings on it, he'd be totally broke. You can't live a life on him without money in this world. I didn't get it. After all that, I was just saying Satoshi less and less. The two of us felt silent. I couldn't remember how even we got into this topic. Sorry, I think we all got off topic. Satoko, right? Don't worry. Actually, I already invited her. Huh? You serious? And then when we went to the shrine to prepare for the festival, we started talking about Satoko to the festival itself, so then I used the phone at the assembly hall to invite her. Her uncle talked to this day and they seemed to care at all, but in any case, we got the okay from him. We decided to meet up and go together tomorrow. And okay with that. Satoshi? Stupid. I'm not Satoshi. I was a little relieved. I needed to make the phone call, so took her to the invited festival. And now, in a way that smelled of blood, a way to leave her uncle alone took good time for me to kill him. The purely wanted to take her to enjoy herself, so they invited her. And the end it was the same, but I was happy for that slight difference. Sorry, I guess I didn't need to call in. First, you're saying now today, sorry for saying so much weird things. Just forget about it. No, I'm the one who should apologize. Losing like that isn't like me. I'm really sorry. We apologized to each other for a little bit. Alright, I'll be going now. Good night. What did you have to do? How does it feel out there? Our parting words, I was struck straight where it hurt. Or is it like with Satoshi? Where you can't say, stupid, I keep telling you I'm not Satoshi. Yeah, I know that. I just looked at her with any response that wasn't really an answer. I mean, I didn't hound me anymore after that. Alright, this time for real, good night. I don't know why you're giving me the same phone call Satoshi did, kinda, but yeah, never mind. I'm sorry, good night. I'm hanging up. Click. I think in the second chapter of the game, Higurashi Chapter 2, they said we were like Satoshi a lot too, doing the same things to Sam. Oh man, that's weird. Satoshi Hojo, which is who are you? I know in one of the Higurashi games we were able to see us what Satoshi looked like, whether it be a flashback or him actually being the main character. I don't know. I'll have to look that up after this, but hopefully we'll get to see what he looks like soon. I just know he's a blonde. I don't remember anything else, but yeah. Anyway, I just couldn't use a coward who ran away then abandoning his sister. I always thought you didn't have the right to call her still Nini, but now I didn't know what to think. He was just almost cursed in their fourth year, their aunt's death, and Satoshi's disappearance. And now me trying to carry it was just almost cursed in their fifth. Oddly enough, what I was going to do overlaps perfectly with Satoshi the day before the curse. And that wasn't all. If we start back with Satoko being abused, then I've been in love with Satoshi for days already. But when I talked to Mian before, she asked me if I was Satoshi, if I was the first impression, a third party like Mian got, then it was probably true that so Satoshi had accomplished, I would succeeded in the murder. But there was an extent to which we overlapped. I was far calmer than Satoshi and more calculating. I could actually go calmer the more enthusiastic I became. That's why I didn't want to follow Satoshi's footsteps. I would snip him cleanly out of the world, and then I'll get a peaceful life back. Maybe Satoshi has been with me ever since I chose to use Satoshi as bad as my weapon. No, maybe even longer than that when I decided to be her Nini. Maybe Satoshi having decided what they made too. Satoshi, were you really a coward, or were you a true Nini, even now the kind worthy of Satoko's love? I never met him, never spoken to him, didn't even know his face. Yeah, I'd be so connected to him. I never felt that way before. No, hopefully at the end of the Higurashi series, hopefully we'll be able to be all connected. Like, I don't know, I know there's multiple Higurashi games, but I don't know if each one of them involves this set of characters or not. But I hope at some point we get flooded with the memories of all the different times we played through all this. I think it'd be kind of cool, but I don't know. We'll find out someday. But this is me in the video, guys, and I will see you later.